it's interesting. There was a study that came out not too long ago about electric vehicles, and it's women that actually have all the anxiety. So they're worried about they have range anxiety because, so for instance, I have an electric vehicle. It works well for my use case because I can go from the office to home. I might, run an errand once or twice, but I charge it once a week. Fantastic, it works. If I go longer distances, that's where the problem is. For me, when I'm driving through the week, it's the perfect use case. For my wife, it's different, and the reason is that she's got, we have 5 kids. 4 of them don't drive. So she's got to shuttle them to, soccer practice, and she may get a phone call from the school and she's got to pick one of them up and take them to the doctor, all the stuff. She's a stay-at-home mom. I mean, she has a harder job than I do. She puts more hours in her job than I think any of us do, because just the amount of time it takes when you're managing a household of 4 kids, that's a lot. And so for her, she can't predict what her week is going to look like in terms of the amount of time that she's going to be in the car, the amount of hours or miles that she's driving. So for her, range anxiety is a real thing. The worst thing for her would be if she were to drain the battery, thinking, okay, I'm okay, and then get a phone call from the school, or one of the kids gets sick and then has to drive. That's a big problem. This range anxiety thing is real, and I think it is more pronounced in, not for something that impacts me, because again, I know my schedule throughout the week, but someone, I think particularly for women, and mothers specifically, because they're the ones that are more subject. The other thing is, like, some of these charging stations that are not at home are in seedy strip mall locations.
Oh,
and so there's been situations where I've driven to the Atlanta airport or Nashville airport, which is about 120 miles from Chattanooga. And the problem is, I'm pulling into this seedy strip station at 2 a.m. thinking I'm incredibly vulnerable. Now, for me, less of a concern, right? I'm a full-size, fairly in shape dude. For her, it's a completely different situation. She's incredibly vulnerable. And I think that's an issue that has yet to be addressed. The range anxiety is a real problem. I think the technology will eventually get there, and we are seeing, improvements in battery technology, improvements in the powertrain, the efficiency of these powertrain.